Jets Ward.
Jets, Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? And welcome back to another live stream in the Jets Ward. I'm happy to be here with you guys. I am your host, Ryan Ward. So excited to be back with you guys. Man, this Jets team, guys, so interesting to watch. They know how to disappoint. They know how to get embarrassed. Last home game of the year, the New York Jets go out there against the New England Patriots and get killed. Get killed 42-10. Yeah, a lot of people laughing at the Jets today. It is insane how bad they were today. They were killed today. It was awful to watch. Brady Cook looking like he has no idea what he's doing. The Jets defense doesn't care to be there as well. Jamie Sherwood made a couple plays. He's looked better in the past couple of weeks, but the whole team seems checked out. And even Aaron Glenn coming out talking about if players are fighting for it or not. The only person I saw that was actually fighting out there was Armand Membu. He seems like he cares. Getting into it with Christian Barmore from the Patriots today. Oh my God, this team. Thank God we only have 1 week left of this, guys. Thank God. Only one more week of this with the New York Jets. And get ready for another interesting one next week against the Buffalo Bills, who ended up losing to the Philadelphia Eagles today on a failed 2-point conversion. So they're going to come out for blood next week. I'm just so glad this season's almost over for the Jets. It's been brutal. But I hope all of you guys have had a fantastic holiday so far. New Year's is coming up. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys if you're traveling, be safe. If not, if you're staying home, I hope you guys relax, enjoy it, be with your families and everything. Just enjoy your time. Happy holidays to all of you guys. But getting into the debacle today. Oh my God, this Jets team, guys. Aaron Glenn, I don't know. A lot of people are saying he should be one and done. And it's looking like he might be, honestly, if they keep putting on a performance like that. The past couple of weeks, getting killed by the Saints, getting killed by the Jaguars, getting killed by the Patriots today, getting killed by the Dolphins weeks ago. It's been awful so far. It's been so bad, this team, and just embarrassing to watch, honestly. But getting into it, let's talk about the game today. I'll go through the stats, how they did, how Brady Cook looked, how the defense looked. Congrats to Breece Hall. He finally, in first time in his career, reached 1,000 yards rushing. So congrats to him. But if the Jets don't franchise tag him, I don't see him coming back next year. That's a big issue. There's a lot of players I really don't see coming back next year. I think this whole team needs to be gutted. Something needs to change, whether it be coaching changes, player changes, something, because this is just embarrassing to watch, guys. It's been awful so far, but let's get into it. All right, let's talk about this game today. And we always start out with the offense. The New York Jets had a total of 307 offensive yards today. Did not feel like it because the offense seemed like it just couldn't move the ball at all. But thanks to Breece Hall for 100 yards rushing, that helped out a ton. But Brady Cook was 19 of 33, 56.6 rating, had 152 yards, 8 yards in average per play. 0 passing touchdowns, which is the norm for him at this point. Had another interception, was sacked once, which was crazy. So, because the past couple of weeks, he's been getting sacked 8 times, 6 times, a lot of different things. Real Dick Fish, Jets need to reach out to Billy Bell. They need to do something because this is just a disaster so far watching this team. And like I said, I'm glad it's almost over, because I'm sitting there watching the game with my father today, and caught myself getting angry and annoyed. And my mentality is, I, I love this team. I'm very passionate about this team, but I don't, what they've been doing these past couple of weeks, I don't understand. I want this team to be a team I can be proud of, like Aaron Glenn said in his opening press conference, and it's just been a complete and utter disaster. And just seeing it frustrates me because I want to see them do well. And like you say, B903, disaster. It is a disaster. It's a very big disaster. And you asked why I was getting upset, because I want to see this team succeed. I want this team to look competent. I don't want them to be going down by 21 points before the second quarter even starts. That's what we've been seeing these past couple of weeks. The defense has no idea what they're doing out there. The offense can't get anything going. I'm tired of seeing Brady Cook out there. I understand if you want to tank, Brady Cook is your guy, but it's just killing me to see these players who, some of them are actually trying. Armand Membu actually trying. The offensive line, for the most part, seems like they keep fighting. Like Olu Fashanu and Armand Membu, Titman. Can't speak for Josh Myers or John Simpson. I don't even think John Simpson will be here next year. I honestly think, I was thinking to myself today, I don't think John Simpson's going to want to be back here. And I don't feel comfortable re-signing AVT either. So you might be going into a season where you have no left guard and no idea what you're going to do at center. I know Josh Myers got re-signed to got extended, but can you really trust him to be your starting center going forward? I know he's had a good year so far, but he's not great. He's a bottom tier starting center in this league. He's more suited to be a backup. So if John Simpson doesn't come back and AVT doesn't get re-signed, you could be looking at a team that needs a new starting left guard and a lot more depth on that offensive line. And that's something the Jets might need to consider. The Penn State offensive guard, Iona, coming out this year, could be fantastic on the left side of the ball. He could be a monster. He's a mauler. Big guy too, very strong, solid in the pass game, much better in the run game. He could be a fit. I keep talking about Tyler Linderbaum if he actually reaches free agency. But again, would he really want to go from the Ravens to the Jets? Granted, even if the Jets pay like the jet tax, give him over $100 million for 5 years, why would he want to come here? He'd probably want to go win a championship somewhere, because there'd be a lot of teams looking for him. So if you can't go after a big name center, maybe a guy like Jake Slaughter from Florida, drafting him in the second round or trading back and trying to get him in the third round. There's some ways that the Jets can fix this offensive line, but you have two stalwart tackles, a great right guard, an center, and you might need a new starting left guard as well. So there's a lot of things going on with this New York Jets team. But again, Brady Cook looks cooked. It's just bad watching him. It's just awful. But again, continuing with this offense, congratulations to Breece Hall. He continues to fight. He really does. Got over 100 yards rushing today on 14 carries, had one rushing touchdown. Beautiful run by him. Outran the whole defense, got to the end zone, finally getting over 1,000 yards receiving or rushing in his career. So congrats to him. I think the Jets need to do what they can to get him back, whether it's the franchise tag or extending him. They need to do whatever they can to get him back, because this whole offense, without Garrett Wilson, it's not going to function. You need a quarterback. You need Garrett Wilson back. You need a number 2 receiver. And you got to keep Breece. He's still young and has a lot of explosiveness left in him. Runs a lot tougher. You want this offense to succeed, and if you get a younger quarterback in the draft, you got to have some safety net with Breece Hall back there and Mason Taylor when he comes back. But complete and utter disaster so far. But congrats to Breece. We had a total of 164 rushing yards today. Cool. Going into the next one, receiving yards. John Mechie was our leading receiver. He had 3 catches for 41 yards. A.D. Mitchell, another one, 3 for 9 for 22 yards. Just not great. Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson picks set the franchise back a decade. Damn right they did. Sam Darnold, I understand the Sam Darnold pick and trading up for him. I was very happy when we got Sam Darnold, and I was one of the ones who wanted to keep him because if you look at those teams they built around him, never had an offensive line. His number one receiver was Robbie Anderson or Robbie Chosen Anderson. You never gave him anything. And now you look what he's doing. And again, it's hearsay now. Are you looking at it and what could have been cool? But Sam Darnold goes to the Panthers, doesn't do anything. He fails there. Then he goes to the 49ers and sits as a backup quarterback, then goes to Minnesota and balls out there, showing what a competent offense can be and how it takes time for these quarterbacks to learn. Then look at what he's doing in Seattle. They're like the number one seed over in the NFC, I believe. They are dominating right now. So Sam Darnold, I would have loved to keep him years and years ago, but I understood the move. New coaching staff, new regime, wants their own quarterback, but Zach Wilson, God, that one throw at the pro day that got Joe Douglas so excited about it. So excited about him. Disaster. This, like you said, set this team back for years. And that's the biggest issue with these guys. They can never get the quarterback right. That's the issue. And now everybody wants to trade up for Mendoza. Mendoza, I like him a lot. I really do. I have him as my number one rated quarterback in this draft. But he is not somebody I'm spending draft capital to trade up for. I don't think he's going to be a star in this league. I see him as like a lot of people have said, like a more athletic Jared Goff, who is good, but you put him on the Jets team and you throw him right out there. Is he going to still be good? Especially when you have Charles London as your quarterback's coach, who was a running backs coach in Seattle before he came here. If you bring a young quarterback in, like a Mendoza, or if Dante Moore comes out and the Jets take him, who I think they should, and build around, you got to get a new quarterback coach in here. Somebody like a Pennington, somebody like a Mark Brunell. Dan Orlovsky could be a fantastic quarterback coach. Knows the game of ball, played at the quarterback in the NFL. Might have not been the best at it, but he knows the game and could actually teach one of these young kids. You don't want to have a running back coach as a quarterback's coach, which we have in Charles London. I think he's the next coach that needs to go. There's a lot of changes I think need to be made to this coaching staff. AG, I don't think gets fired. I know a lot of fans are probably going to call for him to get fired. Doubt that it happens, but they need to fix a lot of things. Personnel, coaching. I love what Muji has done. The Juwan Briggs trade was great. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. was a steal, in my opinion. Has been hurt, but was playing great for us when he was healthy. Harrison Phillips, I've liked a lot. Understand if they do cut him at the end of the year because of the $7.5 million money they can save with him. But man, there is a lot of things that this Jets team needs to fix. Because if we go into the season next year and this is the shit we're getting, it's going to be awful. And I get we have 2 first rounds this year, 3 first rounds next year. If this coaching staff is a disaster, like it's been this year, AG has been, then no amount of great players can save us if the coaching isn't good. No matter, you would ruin another young quarterback coming in here. Continuing on, we got the receivers. John Mechie, he's another one I don't know if we re-sign now. I think he could be a solid slot receiver, but is he even going to want to come back here? I don't know. But continuing on, the special teams, our best unit on this whole team. Nick Folk was 1 for 1 with field goals, along of 39, 1 for 1 with extra points, 4 points total. Austin McNamara looked like our best quarterback out there on that fake punt. Jokes aside, had 2 punts for 98 yards, 2 inside the 20, 50, 1 for 50. Long. Jeez. Special teams unit. Nick Folk and McNamara have been the best players on this team all year. McNamara, I've been very impressed with. Did not think we were going to get this type of play from him. Nick Folk, I love, but there's rumors about him retiring at the end of the season, going off on a bang with how well he's played, and I'd be sad with that, but could definitely understand it. he's a monster, and I think you'd want to go off on a high note. Granted, the team's not playing as well, but personally, how you've played all year, being one of the better kickers in the league, I think I'd retire after that because you don't want to end up like a Greg Zuerlein who had a great season with the Jets, came back the next year on a new deal, and just was a disaster. Retire without a ring. I don't know who's going to sign him. He's getting up there in age. And Nick Folk, where's he going to go? And which teams need kickers? All the good teams have solid kickers. And if they're not elite kickers, they have young kickers. Cam Little for the Jaguars, they're not getting rid of him. Kid kicks 75-yarders. And he's accurate. He's a solid kicker. Patriots, they have a solid kicker already. Bills, they're happy with their kicking situation. All the teams that are winning right now have solid kickers. So I don't know where he ends up. And I don't think he signs with a championship team. Teams that are struggling, if anything, he would come back to the New York Jets, in my opinion. And we all know as Jets fans, we ain't winning a Super Bowl anytime soon, especially with what we've been getting out on the field. So I think you go off on a high note. I get it. You want that ring. You want to chase the ring and everything. But I don't think there's going to be a championship team that goes after him. Every good team has a solid kicker already. So I don't know. Continuing on, we get into the debacle of the defense. Defense gave up a total of 440 yards today to the Patriots. They gave up 155 rushing yards to the Patriots as well. Travion Henderson had 19 carries, 82 yards. Drake May threw for 285 total yards, and they sat him down in the end of the third quarter. They didn't need to do anything. The Patriots were already handling them so well that they're just like, all right, Drake, you could sit. You could sit and just relax. Josh Dobbs came in, was throwing over everybody as well. Drake May, 157 rating, 256 yards, 5 touchdowns. Oh, 5 touchdowns. And it was easy too. We blitzed, wide open person down the middle. No blitz, still people wide open. Threw a beautiful ball to Stephon Diggs where he high-topped Jordan Clark. or Quantez Sniggers. It's like, what do you do? Everything the Patriots did worked. And again, I know this defense isn't good. They're starting all these young players. But at least have some pride. The one time Jermaine Johnson finally in a couple weeks gets to the quarterback, pops him in the head, and gives an automatic first down. And on the same play, Jordan Clark swats the ball away from Stephon Diggs and then it's called it for a taunting when we're down 20 plus points. Like, how dumb can you be to talk smack when you're down by that much? And talking about Diggs, he was 6 for 6 for 101 yards today and a touchdown. Like, what are we doing? Still, no interceptions on the year. This defense is a joke. This whole defensive staff, we need to fix something out because it is rough right now. But the Jets, we're in a lot of trouble because if AG can't fix this thing, if we go into this offseason and can't re-sign Brees, I know Quincy Williams is going to walk. I don't think he's not coming back. I know a couple weeks ago, he said that he'd be willing to come back under the right defensive system. Screw that. You've been bad all year. You can walk. I don't care. Jamie Sherwood has been better in the past couple of weeks, but still, what this team needs is 2 new starting linebackers, a starting safety. I like Malachi Moore. I think he's been one of the better defensive players on this team, but he's still shaky out there. I think you need two starting linebackers, a starting safety. You need a starting edge rusher to go alongside Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald. You need a new starting defensive tackle to pair with Juwan Briggs and Harrison Phillips, like a Caden McDonald or someone like that. You need another cornerback. Offensively, you need a guard, possibly a center. You need Possibly if Breece Hall doesn't come back, a running back, you could use another tight end, a wide receiver too, a quarterback. How could I forget that? There's so many things that this team needs to fix that I don't know how they're going to fix all of it, because it's scary how many things they need. And it's shocking that the Jets aren't the worst team in the NFL. Granted, we're top there. We're up there. We're in the top 5, top 3 right now because of the Browns today. Shout out to the Cleveland Browns. Congratulations on beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. We are now pick 3. The Giants decimated the Raiders, so they're pick number 2. Raiders are number 1. So any shot at Mendoza, if they lose next week, gone. Raiders are definitely taking Mendoza. So there goes everybody's chance for wanting him. So it's just getting worse. And to make matters probably good, but also bad at the same time, the Colts lost this past week and have been eliminated from the playoffs because the Houston Texans win. So the worst they can do, the worst pick they can get is pick 18. They lost to the Jaguars today and did not even move up. They're still at pick 18. So the Jets currently have pick 3 and 18 in the NFL draft, which is cool. That's great. But what are you going to do? Are you going to trade those 2 picks to try to get up and get Mendoza? The Raiders aren't taking anything. The Raiders are staying put at number 1 and taking Mendoza. I'm 100% sure that that's what's going to happen. And I don't even think they're going to lose to the Chiefs next week. I understand that Minshew's out for the year. Mahomes is out for the year, and they're starting some unknown guy. But even that unknown guy who was playing against the Broncos looked okay. And that Raiders defense is a disaster. They shut down Max Crosby. So without him, their defense wasn't good with him. So the Jets are just, when it comes to the Mendoza sweepstakes, I think it's done. I think it's over. The Raiders will have Mendoza. I'm confident with that. The Jets better hope Dante Moore declares. That's what I'm hoping. If Dante Moore declares, then you better hope the Browns don't have a package to trade up. Granted, I don't think the Browns are going to take a quarterback. I think they're going to go with a receiver or an edge rusher. But anything could happen. I think the Jets need Dante Moore to declare. And coming out today, the backup quarterback for Oregon decided to transfer. So that's not looking good either. So it could be a very bad situation for the New York Jets going into the offseason. Because if Dante Moore goes back to college, I don't really want Ty Simpson. I don't trust him. I think he needs another year in college. I think he needs to go back to college too. I ain't taking Diego Pavia from Vanderbilt. I think he is a cocky son of a gun who, if things go wrong, he will flat out pick out, point fingers and everything like that. I don't want him. Drew Allar in the later rounds, I think could be a great one. Carson Beck possibly as a late round swing. But Mensa's going back to college. Maiyava's going back to college. Brendan Sorsby entered the transfer portal, but is waiting on what scouts say about him. So he could possibly be gone as well. This quarterback class is going to be very weak, guys. Especially if Dante Moore goes back to college and Ty Simpson go back to college. And then you're looking at it saying, okay, what are the Jets going to do? Well, the Jets could be in a spot to take Arvell Reese if the Giants don't take him. Carnell Tate, who I think is the best receiver in the draft. Caleb Downs at pick 3, I think that's a little too high. If I were the Jets and there's no quarterback there, if Mendoza's gone at 1, would you consider trading back? Picking up more assets? I would consider that. I don't think Lamar Jackson's going anywhere. I know that's a big conversation right now with people. I don't think Joe Burrow's going anywhere. Dak Prescott might be an interesting choice, but that contract is going to be rough. People brought up Tua Tagovailoa. If he gets cut, He doesn't play well in the cold weather anyway, and he looks shot. So got benched for Quinn Ewers, who ended up winning today. So I don't think that's a possibility either. There's a lot of things. Phillip Rivers, that is a great question. Phillip Rivers said today in a press conference that these last 3 games have been amazing for him and that he is not going to unretire again, that he's retiring at the end of the season. So he will be gone too. Great pull, but he's gone. He ain't coming back. After the season's done, he ain't coming back. Could you look for like a Derek Carr? I know that's been a name that's been passed around as well. Could you look for a Malik Willis? That's a name that's been going around. I'd be happy with a Malik Willis. He's only 26 years old and looked solid the other night against the Ravens, even though they lost, and he went down with an injury, but he did have 3 touchdowns. He's been looking great ever since he's gone to Green Bay. Could you go after somebody like a Tanner McKee from the Eagles? Or a Jalen Hurts? I know that name's been going around. Doubt he goes anywhere. The Jets are going to be in a very big-ish problem if this quarterback class is only Mendoza. And that's it. The top class, Mendoza, and then Diego Pavia is number 2. Because Dante Moore, I think, has the highest ceiling out of all of the quarterbacks that could possibly go out this year. And that's why I really want him. I think Mendoza is the best quarterback overall right now and the more pro-ready. But Dante Moore, I think, will end up being the better NFL quarterback than Mendoza. And if he does come out and the Jets do end up with him, I think you have to sign like a Mariota or a Teddy Bridgewater to be that bridge quarterback. Because I don't think Moore can start right away. He's only 20 years old, very limited starts. You have to get a veteran in here to help him. And you need to hire an actual quarterback coach in here. Arch Manning. Arch Manning's going back to college. So that's a name for next year. If you don't draft a quarterback this year, there's so many different quarterbacks that you can get next year. Sayin from Ohio State, Carr from Notre Dame, Sellers, who's going back to college as well, Mensa, Maeva, Sorsby. Next year's quarterbacks class is going to be dominant next year. So you might want to just build your roster this year with the best available players. Maybe going for a Caleb Downs, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Caden McDonald. Building on the best defensive players, because this is a defensive loaded draft. So maybe, just maybe, you attack the defense. Go after the defensive players and build that way. And then next year, when the offensive side is stronger, you get your quarterback. You try to get a Jeremiah Smith if he's there. You have 3 first rounds next year. And no offense, don't think the Cowboys are going to be very good next year. Don't think the Colts are going to be very good next year. And I don't think the Jets are going to be very good either. So you have all these 3 picks that could be very high. And you have a number 2 next year too. So load up in this draft. If Dante Moore does not come out, I think that screws the Jets when it comes to a quarterback this year. But you can load up on that defense. Imagine getting an Arvell Reese and a Sonny Styles on this defense in the first round. Sonny Styles, I think, goes in the top 15. So the Jets would need a lot of things to happen to get up that high. They could pick as high as 13 with that Colts pick. So that could be something really good. But you're asking a lot. Could the Jets end up getting to the number 1 spot? Possibly. Giants need to win next week. Raiders need to win next week. And if that happens, the Jets get their guy in Mendoza. But I doubt it happens. I doubt it happens. I even pulled up the Tankathon to show you guys. Let me pull that up for you guys to show you guys what we're looking at right now. Give me 1 second. So this is the draft order right now. All right. So the Jets are sitting at pick 3. The strength of schedule, 548, not the greatest. But if the Raiders win next week, that could all change. So the Jets could end up getting into that pick 1. But I think they're going to end up at pick 3 to finish this off. Pick 2 or 3. That's where I think they're going to be. And right now they're at pick 18 as well with that Colts pick. There's a lot of things the Jets can do. And if you want to look at the full order, you click right here. You can see where the Jets are picking. So right now they have pick 3, pick 18, pick 34, which is the second pick in the second round. They also have pick 46. Then you scroll down pick to round 3. You get no one in round 3. Round 4, you have pick 104. That's it right there. Round 5, the Jets have, where are they? 178. 178. And then round 6, they have 196, 203, and 212. So 3 in the 6th round. And then 7th round, they have 218, 240. And that is about it right there. So the 2 7th round picks, 3 6th rounds, a 5th, a 4th. So the Jets could make some moves in this draft, but it's not looking crazy with it. All right. So there's a lot of things that the Jets could do. Let me fix this. There we go. So there's a lot of things the Jets could do. They have the abundance of picks. They could trade back in the second round and acquire a 3rd round pick to get like an Malachi Fields or someone like that. Big bodied receiver who I really like from Notre Dame. But there's a lot of things that need to happen for the Jets to get that number 1 pick. It's not looking great for the New York Jets right now when it comes to the Colts. Because, yeah, they're out of the playoffs, but they're still at pick 18. I don't know. Mendoza seems like it's out of the picture for the New York Jets right now because the Raiders are tanking even harder than the Jets. So, to me, it's Mendoza or it's Dante Moore or bust. Dante Moore or you build this defense. Free agency, I think you need to try to go after Tyler Linderbaum really hard. You got to get JFM back possibly. Go after a Reed Blankenship. I think he'd be great. I know Cam Curl is out there as well. That's a lot of people who have a lot of love for him. I think he ends up going back to the Rams. Reed Blankenship, I think, is very underrated, and he's a captain in that defensive backs core for the Eagles. I think he would be fantastic here in New York. Malik Willis is an interesting option. Charles B says the number 1 pick is a mirage. Don't waste picks to move up. First round QBs hit about 20% of the time. And I agree. I don't want to trade up for Mendoza. I don't think I like him a lot. He's my number 1 quarterback in this draft, but I do not want to waste picks. With all the abundance of picks that the Jets have, I would rather them go with a Mendoza or a Dante Moore if he's there and then build this roster around him. Whether it's getting a Denzel Boston at pick 18 or a Chris Brazell in the 2nd round or even a Kenyon Sadiq in the early first or in the mid first round as well, because 2 tight end sets are getting more and more important in this league as well. And Kenyon Sadiq can block, and he's a great mismatch for a lot of linebackers. So I would not trade up for Mendoza. If we're there at pick 1, cool, take him and then build around him. But I would love to just stay put. And if Moore is there, take him and then build the team around him. I'm not taking Simpson. I don't trust him. I think he is another type of quarterback that the bright lights get on him and he shuts down. I don't trust him. Moore, I really, really like. Like I said, I think Moore has the biggest ceiling out of all these quarterbacks. But the biggest worry is, does he come out this year? That's the big question. And I don't want to trade up for a quarterback. And the biggest thing, too, out of all the quarterbacks, it would make me sick if we picked Diego Pavia. I'm just not a fan of his. I know some people love him, like a new Baker, the chip on your shoulder kind of guy. He's not my cup of tea. I don't want him. It's Dante Moore for me or bust. And if he goes back to college, then build the defense in the first couple rounds and take a Drew Allard later in the draft or a Carson Beck as a late round swing. That's what I would do. That would be my moves. And I've been doing a lot of different mock drafts and stuff like that. If you haven't checked those videos out, make sure you do. I think you'd enjoy them. But I'm planning on doing more mock drafts. The next one that I actually had planned was a trade up for Mendoza and what that would look like. Take the best in your evaluation QB at your spot, understanding that it's a dart throw and you need pieces around him. Here is a question that is very interesting because Ian Rappaport came out today and said that the Giants, if they end up with the first pick, that all options are on the board, even at quarterback. Joe Shane looks like he's staying there as their GM. It's looking like he's safe. I don't think he really wanted Dart in the first place. That was a Dable guy. Could the Giants, if they find a way to get that first round pick again, what do you think they take Mendoza? And if they did, if you're the Jets, would you take a shot at Dart? Would you try to trade for him? He was my favorite quarterback in last year's draft. And I think he's proved that he can play in the league. Yes, the injuries are a concern. He's already had a concussion or two. But the kid's a dog. He fights. And I think New York is not too big for him. So I think there's a lot of things that the New York Jets could do. And Dart, if he's available, if the Giants are dumb enough to do that, I would take a chance on Dart. I'd take it, see what they want for him. But quarterbacks in the first round, it is a crapshoot. You never know what you're going to get. Dak Prescott was a 4th round pick. Brock Purdy was a 7th round pick. Tom Brady was a late round draft pick as well. Like, you never know what you're going to get. I get Trevor Lawrence, but he hasn't been great in his career either. As a number 1 overall pick. Caleb Williams, everybody's talking about him being a bust. Jaden Daniels looked great last year, injured most of the season this year. Bo Nix, nobody knew what he was going to be. He was the 3rd quarterback taken in this draft. Or the past draft. Nobody knew what he was going to be. And even so, I wouldn't say he's that elite. Yes, he's on the Broncos, who have the best defense in football, but he hasn't looked great in most cases. He has a couple big throws at the end of the game, and that's all well and good. He's clutch. But overall, this season hasn't been fantastic. More important to have the right head coach in place, which brings us to the question of the day. And I have brought that up already. Is Aaron Glenn the right coach? And in my opinion, no, I don't. I would rather have an offensive-minded guy in here. Also going into it, he was not my first choice last year. Going into the coaching search, I wanted Brian Flores, who's looking like he's going to become a head coach soon with how he's got that Vikings defense playing. And damn it, he deserves it. I think he's only still 34 or 44 years old, still young. He was the guy I wanted. But you could be looking at another Gerard Mayo situation where the Patriots had a guy who had him, who player for them and everything, did everything he could as a defensive mind over there as well, got the job and was fired after the first season. Could that be the case for Aaron Glenn? Everything I'm hearing is that he's coming out and he's safe next year, but I don't think he's the right head coach for this. I think Muji is a solid GM, and I would love to keep him, but I think you need like an offensive-minded guy in here. If you get a new quarterback, And I'll go back to the same thing I said earlier. If you keep Glenn and get a young quarterback, you need the right quarterback coach in here. Tanner Engstrand, I like what he does, but he's got no quarterback. That's why his offense ain't working. You need to get a good QB coach in to help this young kid that you draft, like a Dante Moore. Get a veteran quarterback in here, like a Mariota or a Teddy Bridgewater, or even trading for like a Jameis Winston to do that. Bring one of those guys in to mentor the young kid. But I don't think Aaron Glenn's the right guy. I don't. I want to hold out hope for him because he's one of us. He is a Jet. B903 says he's done. He might be. You never know what could happen. Everything I'm hearing is saying that he's safe, but you never know. Belichick, I don't think Woody Johnson's going to bring him in. With everything he's done in North Carolina, I don't think he's leaving there. I know there was a rumor that said he talked to Woody Johnson to try to come here to head coach. He ain't coming. I don't think Woody Johnson wants him. We can fire Glenn now or 18 games from now. I would rather pull the Band-Aid off now. If you don't see Aaron Glenn as the right guy, why struggle or put the fan base through more severe issues? Like getting more angry and seeing that this is a disaster after a disaster after a disaster. Why not just pull the Band-Aid off now and get a guy in here, an offensive mind like a Cohen or a Ben Johnson in here to help this team and to help out a young quarterback? That's the way I would go. But I don't know. Is it the Jets ward or like the mental ward? Basically, the Jets make you mental, man. The Jets make you want to go mental with how brutal this is. Watching it. Hell, I started this YouTube channel almost a year ago. Now we're over at 2,700 subscribers, and I thank every single one of you guys. You've helped me get to this point, and I appreciate you and I love you guys. The January 24th is going to be the 1-year anniversary of this channel, which is crazy. Never thought that it would turn into something like this. But I named it the Jets Ward, but the Jets do make you go freaking mental, man. It's insane. And the thing too is, with it, they win these meaningless games, which make it rougher for you. The Falcons game, no business winning that one, giving you hope. They won the Browns game because of special teams. Chris Banjo, shout out to him. He's been an amazing coach this year, and I love that hire. But you win these games that mean nothing. The Bengals game, it's just frustrating. And that brings us to the next question too. Who would you guys want as defensive coordinators? Because Chris Harris, I don't think he's going to be our defensive coordinator next year. There's been rumors about Jim Schwartz. If Cleveland blows it all up over there, that would be a great one. There was rumor about Todd Bowles if he got fired from the Bucs. Doubt he wants to come back here. Brian Flores is a name to watch. I think he becomes a head coach. I don't think he leaves the Vikings to go be a defensive coordinator again. So I don't think that happens. But that could be a fun one. The guy I'm interested in is Jim Leonard. He would be a fun one. The Broncos pass game coordinator / defensive backs coach. I think he could be a very fun one to watch, and a former Jet as well. Now, would his scheme be perfect for the New York Jets? I think we'd have to work on a lot of things because he runs a very similar style to what Rex Ryan ran, a 3-front with a lot of blitzing. So I think Jim Leonard could be a fantastic coach. I've heard Al Harris, the Bears defensive backs coach, is an option. I don't know. He's got that team playing great though, and has the most interceptions as a defensive backs. So I would take that in a heartbeat. I don't know. It's interesting to see who we're going to bring in as defensive coordinator. Do we hire within? If we hire within, I'll be pissed because this defensive staff, 0 interceptions this year, 3 turnovers, 4 turnovers. That's not good enough. So I would not want to hire within. You got to hire a new guy, in my opinion. 50-plus yard kick in the rain, fumbled punt. Yeah, this is what happens to us. This is what happens to us. We need to win these games, lose these games, and the Jets find ways to win, and then all the tankers get pissed off. The Jets fans who get excited only get disappointed the next week when they get blown out. It's crazy. It's insanity with this team. But maybe we're the crazy ones because we keep coming back and loving this team and rooting for them each and every week, each and every year, while ticket prices get jacked up, while Woody Johnson fills his pockets. Like, fans are the only ones getting hurt by this. Woody Johnson, I don't think gives a shit what the fans say, honestly. Well, he's making money. So we could fight for whatever we want, do whatever we want. We're still going to buy their tickets. We're still going to buy the gear. Nothing's going to change, in my opinion. I'm hoping Muji can fix this, though. I really do like Darren Muji as the GM. I'm hoping he can fix it. I want an offensive head coach, but I would take Flores. Man, offensive-minded coach, I would love. Give me somebody like the Bills offensive coordinator, who a lot of people, Joe Brady, who was in conversations for coaching staff, for head coaching jobs years ago. I would take him, honestly. I think he could be a solid head coach. His name's not getting brought up a lot, but I think he could be good. I know McCarthy's been a name that's been brought up. I don't think he would want to come to the Jets after they screwed him the first time. Any other offensive-minded coaches? God, Kubiak. Do you want a new first-time head coach in here again? I think you go with Flores. If you're going to defensive-minded guy, you get Flores as the head coach. He'd be my number one guy. I wanted him last year, didn't get him. If the Jets fire Aaron Glenn, Flores would be my number one guy. And with offensive-minded guys, Joe Brady would possibly be my guy that I would want. I think he'd be my number one guy. Or Cliff Kingsbury. Love Cliff Kingsbury. Doubt he'd come here, though. 55-year Jets fan. This is the worst since Kotite. That's what I'm hearing. I'm looking at posts from Dom C saying this is awful, worst he's seen since Kotite. And man, Charles, rough, man. You've been through the ringer with this freaking team. I'm only 31 years old and was born in 94, have seen some good times, but it's been hell. And I feel bad for these younger kids too, who are Jets fans, which have only seen garbage every single year. I feel so bad for the older generation and the younger generation because it's like, is this team ever going to turn it around? I don't think so. Not anytime soon. They need to get these next two drafts right. They really do. Because if they don't, and we're just going through the whole coaching system again, coaching search, Aaron Glenn gets fired after 2 years, Muji goes with him, and we're all in this big search again, it's going to be rough to watch year in and year out. Your view on Muji, do you give him primary credit for the Sauce and Quinnen trades? Yes, I do. He saw that those contracts that they were given, he made those contracts in a way that, well, especially the Sauce contract, where we weren't going to get a major hit in cap space, but also made the contracts able to move them without hurting us in the long run. We took a swing on Sauce being the future. I think not being named captain right away in the beginning of the season was very telling because he's been here. We wanted him to be the future of this team and not to be named captain, but you give McCrary Ball the captain spot, especially special teams. He's still a captain. But to not give Sauce a captain spot just shows his lack of leadership, in my opinion. And he was hurt with us for a long time. Wasn't playing the best. Didn't look like he wanted to be here. You shipped him off to Indianapolis. How's he done for them? He's been out basically every single game that he's played there. We got A.D. Mitchell, who I think could be a fantastic wide receiver number 3. And you got their first round pick this year and next year. I think Muji stole from the Indianapolis Colts. I think that move was fantastic. Now, with the Quinnen trade, I think it was great that they kept it under wraps that he requested a trade for a while now. Up until that point, I think they did right by him. He wanted to go somewhere else where he had more opportunity. I think Dallas was a great opportunity for him. He's been showing out over there and freaking got an interception with them not too long ago. I think Muji is a very savvy negotiator. And I think when it comes to the trades and to the players that he identifies, he's been very, very good with it. The trade for Juwan Briggs, I think, was a steal. Harrison Phillips, I think he did a great job with that one. Jarvis Brownlee Jr., I thought was a fantastic one as well. The kid needs to stay healthy, though. And all these other moves, the Sauce trade, steal, Quinnen trade, getting a first round and a second round pick for him, thought was fantastic. Nobody thought we were going to get that. I also like that Muji is, too, not afraid to make these signings, realize that they are not working, and find a way out of them. Don't be shocked if Jamie Sherwood's not back next year. We extended him this offseason, has not been good. Not good at all. Could you trade him? I think the 49ers would be interested. I think the Falcons would be interested. Coaches who've had him, who've had success with him. Granted, he's been doing very well in the run defense lately since Wilkes has been fired. His coverage, though, has been awful. Maybe you keep Sherwood another year, see what he can do under a new defensive coordinator, and you draft 2 solid linebackers, Sonny Styles, CJ Allen. I love CJ Allen. I think he's not getting a lot of credit from Georgia. I think he's very underrated. I think he could go very high in the draft, a lot higher than a lot of people think. I think the linebacker from, what's it called? Texas could be very good in the second round, could squeak his way into the first round. Harold Perkins from LSU, I really, really like as well. There's a lot of linebackers. This linebacking group in this draft is very, very underrated. I think you could get 2 starters from this draft in the first 3 rounds, maybe even the 4th round. Harold Perkins Jr., I think, could be a bona fide number 1 linebacker, weak side linebacker in this league. I'm really high on Harold Perkins from LSU. Sideline to sideline guy, hits like a freaking truck. Coverage skills are very good. Not the best at blitzing, but with that speed, you can work on it and get better. I think he brings in a ton of different things. Sonny Styles is my favorite linebacker in the group. I consider Arvell Reese to be an edge rusher, not a linebacker, but I would love to have him too. CJ Allen's my number 2 linebacker in this draft class. There's a lot of things that I think the Jets are going to do that need to do. I agree. Number 1 trait of losing franchise, inability to pivot off a bad move. Muji's been able to do that. I love that he's been able to do that. So I'm very happy with what he's been able to do. And going into your next one, Charles, thank you again for your comments. And thank you guys for joining me. We have 33 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe as well. It really helps me out. Hell, we just got to a little bit over 2,700 subscribers. Let's make it 2,800. Guys, we're almost there. The channel is getting bigger and bigger as well. Shout out to Daisy Pop as well. She has been included in my channel, doing a lot, adding a lot of stuff as well. New logo for the channel, new background for the channel. The intro she created as well. She's managing the channel. She's been helping me out a ton, making things a lot easier for me. So shout out to her as well. Follow her on X. She's awesome. Can do a lot of great stuff. So make sure you check her out on X as well. And if you have a YouTube channel and are interested in getting a new intro or a new profile picture, check her out. She can help you. She does a great job with that stuff. So make sure you check out Daisy Pop on X. She's helped me out a ton with this channel. So Charles, we need at least 8 new starters on defense. Damn right we do. Some of my favorite players. I'll list a couple of my favorite defensive players in this draft that I think could start day 1 for the New York Jets. Arvell Reese, number 1 edge rusher. Sonny Styles, number 1 linebacker, if you were to take him. Caleb Downs, I don't think we take Caleb Downs. He's my number 1 rated safety. But Dylan Thieneman, I think, is very underrated from Oregon. I think he's very, very close to Caleb Downs. And he's a better tackler than Caleb Downs, in my opinion. More aggressive, Very quick, can play in the box, can play up high, ball hawk as well. I love Dylan Thieneman, can get him in the second round. I think he could start day one as a safety for you. Caden McDonald is my favorite defensive tackle in this draft as a pure defensive tackle who clogs up the holes like a Steve Wilfork or Vince Wilfork type of defensive tackle. Caden McDonald is your guy. Peter Woods is your JFM type of player who can bounce from defensive tackle to the edge. He's a guy that you can look at as well. Harold Perkins, I think, could start day one. Brandon Cease, the cornerback from South Carolina, can start day one. TJ Parker is one of my favorite edge rushers from Clemson. I think he is better than Ruben Bain. Ruben Bain's another one, but I'm really worried about his short arm length. Don't think his success in college will translate into the NFL. So I'm not as high on him as a lot of people are. Mateo Ungale from from Oregon as well. The edge rusher there, I think, is very good as well. Could start day one. Amari Washington could start day one as defensive tackle. Oh, God. There's a lot of defensive players that you could take. And if we need 8 new starters, you can get 4 of them, 5 of them possibly, in the first 3 rounds. Granted, I know the Jets don't have a 3rd-round pick. Trade back with the 1st-round pick. If you're at pick 18 and there's nobody you like there, trade back with the Steelers for pick 20, or trade back a little further to get another 3rd-round pick or another 2nd-round pick. Do something to add more draft capital. Because if Mendoza's gone at 1, hell, I would consider trading back if Dante Moore is not in there. Trade back a couple of pieces. Pick up another 1st round. Get 3 solid 1st-round defensive players in this draft and maybe another 1st round from next year. Or added a 3rd-round pick this year and another 2nd-round pick too. If you trade back in the 1st round. Like I said, it's either Dante Moore for me if he comes out, or you build this defense. That's what you got to do. And if you're really desperate on taking a number 1 or number 2 wide receiver, get Chris Brazzell as wide receiver number 2 as your wide receiver number 2 in the 2nd round, or trade up in the 3rd round and get Malachi Fields. Guy's 6'4" and is a monster at high pointing the ball. Strong hands as well. Captain on that team, vocal leader. You want leadership on this team. You want a culture change. Malachi Fields is that type of player. Controversial take, wait till 27 to draft a QB. I don't think that's controversial at all. I've been somebody who's been saying that. If Dante Moore's not there, I would take Julian Sayin next year, or Carr from Notre Dame. I'm still nervous about Sellers, but if he shows out next year and plays very well and proves why he's so good, then I would take Sellers. And if Dante Moore goes back, I would still take Dante Moore, especially if he proves that he's a fantastic QB like he's been this year. I don't think that's a controversial take at all. I would love to take a quarterback next year. Give me a Malik Willis this year on a 2-year deal and then have him as your bridge quarterback to take a quarterback next year. I would take that in a heartbeat. Imagine getting a Jeremiah Smith, a Julian Sayin, and then another 1st-round pick next year. And another 1st-round player next year as your 3 1st-round picks. That's a steal. You got your quarterback of the future, a number 1B receiver, and any other place you wanted to go. Defensive line, edge rusher, linebacker, safety, corner, anything like that. There's so many different things the Jets can do. Now, another big question people might ask, do you trade for like one of these high-end quarterbacks? A Joe Burrow, if he becomes available, do you trade for him? Depends on the cost. Joe Burrow's been dealing with a lot of injuries. So I would love Joe Burrow, but if the price is right, I would trade for him. I'm not giving up a monster haul for Joe Burrow. Lamar Jackson, I would trade more for Lamar Jackson, but I'm not giving away the farm for him. Kyler Murray, I want to stay away from Kyler Murray. I liked him years ago, not now. Tua Tagovailoa, absolutely not. Jalen Hurts, if he becomes available, if the Eagles were willing to trade him, maybe, but I'm not giving up a monster haul for him. Tanner McKee's someone who I think could be a solid, underrated quarterback, only 26 as well. Big-bodied quarterback. I don't know. I agree. Willis has a 146 rating this year, 125 last year. Since going to Green Bay, he's been fantastic. I think finally getting an offensive-minded coach that they had, like a LaFleur, really helped him out. And sitting behind Jordan Love as well, knowing he's going to get the opportunities to play because Jordan Love can't stay healthy, he's balled out, and I think he deserves to be a starter in this league. Now, is that going to be with the Jets? I doubt it. I think he wants to go somewhere where he is going to have better chance to win. So let's say somewhere like Arizona, where they do have weapons there, and that defense could be a little bit better. They could build that defense. I could see him going there. I could see him going to, let's say, Miami, where they have weapons for him. I could see him going to Minnesota, possibly, if they're not a big fan of J.J. McCarthy. The Raiders, maybe. Jets tax is real. Now, I don't think Muji is going to succumb to the Jets tax. The only player I would succumb to the Jets tax for is Tyler Linderbaum, if he's there in free agency. And hot take right here, I don't think he's going to make it to free agency. I think the Ravens are going to do something where they bring him back. But if he does make it, I am loading up the truck for him, the money truck for him, and trying to get him in here. He is absolutely the best center in football. And then, this might be a wild take too. You sign him, and then when your second first-round pick this year, you trade back a couple of spots, and you draft the offensive lineman from Penn State, the guard, Iona. Solidify that offensive line. You got Fashanu at left tackle, Iona, who played next to him at left guard. You got Linderbaum at center, Tittman at right guard, Armand Membu at right guard or right tackle. Your offensive line is set for years to come. So I don't think drafting an offensive guard, if Simpson and AVT don't come back next year, drafting an offensive guard, I don't think is that crazy in the first round either. Especially if, let's say, you get Dante Moore. Got to protect the kid. Get the left guard from Penn State, then draft your receiver in the second round. I think that would be a solid offensive mind thing to do. I think that would be something I would consider as well. Dano, hit that like button. Thank you so much for being here, man. Love you. If you guys haven't checked out Danger Zone's channel, make sure you do. He's had me on there a couple of times. Him and Murph do fantastic stuff over there. So much fun. They are amazing. They go live all the time as well. You'll see Jets Chaos on their channel too. They got to do a lot of great work, have a lot of cool hosts on there. Danger Zone, Dano, Murph, I love you guys. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on your channel too. If it wasn't for you guys, I don't think I would have gotten as many fans and subscribers on my channel. So I thank you guys for being one of the first channels to get me out there on there as well. So I appreciate that, man. I really do. Thank you so much. Jets got to get Malik Willis. I agree. I would go for Malik Willis too. 26 years old. He does so many good things. I think he could be a good bridge quarterback too. If you want to go after a quarterback, go for a quarterback next year. Hit the like. Thank you, Charles. Hit that like button if you guys haven't already. Follow and subscribe, guys. It really helps the channel out. I appreciate you and I love you guys. Malik Willis, Alexa, did you mean Mike? Mike White? That's a throwback right there. Oh my God, that is a big throwback. Me next week, and I just can't right now with being on Sundays. Thank you very much, bud. I just read my text. Thank you so much. I will be checking out, waiting for a message from him, buddy. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Dana. Thank you. Thank you. Check your text. Just did. Thank you so much for the information. I appreciate that. Thank you. But guys, there's Mike effing White. Let's go. Oh my God. Imagine if that was our quarterback, the one who got away. Too bad with all those freaking injuries. Matt Milano destroying his ribs. Jeez. Ugh. What could have been with Mike White? I don't even know where he is right now. I think he's with Buffalo. Ugh, man. Cool stuff, man. This Jets team, guys, they make us go freaking crazy. Luckily for us, season is almost over. The New Year's are coming up. Good stuff. Cheers to you guys. Good stuff. But man, check it. I'm going to be doing more mock drafts as well. I would love to hear from you guys too. I'm planning on doing a series on my top 50 prospects for this upcoming NFL draft, ranking them from 1 to 50, and doing a couple videos, doing 1 through 10 one episode, 11 through 20 another one, and just doing that. Would you guys be interested in seeing that? Because I've already started making my list of players, where I'm ranking them and everything. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that coming up, because I think that would be a fun one. I know my rankings are probably a lot different than any of the specialists out there. I don't claim to be a draft specialist or anything. I just love reading about these players, watching some tape on these guys and seeing them. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Another offseason championship coming, baby. I don't want the offseason championships. Honestly, I was happy we didn't have the offseason championship. I just want a quiet offseason where we make sneaky, solid moves. Tyler Linderbaum, I would be happy with that big move. But everything else, get me like those high-end, or not those high-end, but those like guys with tons of upside that would fit our system, that want to be here. Alex Anzalone, I think, is that type of player who fits AG's system, who has been with AG before. I don't think he goes back to Detroit. A JFM, I'd be so happy to welcome him back. I'd be happy to have him back too. But like bringing in like a, let's say, Demario Davis, if we can't get Alex Anzalone, bringing in Demario Davis as a veteran linebacker. I would be so happy with him as well coming back here. Former Jet, somebody who I loved when he was here. Danger Zone, let's fucking go. Guys, I love you guys. Dano, you're the best, man. Again, thank you so much for having me on your show all the time. I love it. So much fun. Oh, man. Well, we've been going for a little bit over an hour, guys. I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about my thoughts and everything. And just to thank you. This channel has been growing every single day, and it's all because of you guys. I appreciate you. I love you guys. Hopefully soon, when I'm able to start making a little bit of money on YouTube as well. I need a couple more hours and stuff. I've been already starting to create a little bit of merch. My sister made this hat for me. Jets Ward hat. I hope to sell on a store on my YouTube channel as well when I'm able to do that. I've got a Jets Ward t-shirt, sweatshirt created, same thing. I have another Jets Ward t-shirt that's been made as well. Getting some merch created, hopefully to sell at some point as well. But none of this would be possible without you guys. I appreciate you. I love you. Make sure if you're not in right now, if you see this stream later down the road, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow me on X, Instagram, and TikTok. I post everything there as well. And guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me and this channel. Make sure you follow Dano as well on his channel. They do great stuff over there. Charles, I love you, man. Thank you for joining me here as well. And everybody who's been here, thank you guys so much for joining me here. Charles, come in. I'd rather give Jets creators money than Woody Johnson. Damn right, man. I'd rather pay all these guys the Jets content creators stuff because they do great work. They bust their butts every single year to create great content for us Jets fans, for us NFL fans. And really, because you guys are just the best. You guys deserve knowledge of what's going on. You deserve a realization of why this team is not doing the things that we think they should be doing. We hire all these guys money. We hire these people to big time money, and they just give us disappointment and disappointment. It's crazy. But I appreciate you, Charles. Thank you so much. Jets fans are real. Yes, we are. We are a wild bunch, man. We are. But we're loyal. You got to give us that. We are loyal to be sticking around with this team year in and year out. Being a Jets fan, a LARP, it's so hard, man. Sometimes it's so hard being a Jets fan. Sometimes with the stuff they've been putting out here, really, really tough. Hit that like on your way out. Make sure you guys do. Thank you, Dana, for letting me know, or for putting that out there. Hit that like button on your guys' way out. I hope you all have a fantastic night as well. 33rd team, my ass. Yeah, this AG hiring is not looking great so far, and Muji as well. Love the Muji hire. AG, jury's still out on him. But guys, I appreciate you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here in the JETS Jets Ward. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
The Jets Ward.